GM Danielson. Going Back by VincentRustyEye.
When I see pictures of the old asylums, where everything is in total disarray, it makes me think of how ironic it is that the places that were once homes to the insane are now homes to all kinds of plants and animals. In the late 90s, before we moved here to Vermont, I was able to visit the old abandoned asylum one last time. It was too bad, but the paint was peeling pretty bad, and already kids had smashed light bulbs, windows, and graffitied every inch of the place. Still, when I touched the walls of that place, my heart went back to every good and bad memory. I walked into the kitchen and found myself feeling sad. The world I had lived in for so long was now quite literally gone. At one point walking through the place, I found patient files. I picked them up and found some of the patients I had known. I wondered where they had gone off to. Were they alive today? I looked into the windows of the rooms. Little bits of light were shining through them, but the rooms themselves were now bare and empty, yellow paint peeling from the walls. I could still hear the moans and cries of the insane in my mind, but the only noise was the soft chirping of birds from the outside, a breeze now and then rustling through the vines that had made their way inside the building, and the crunch of paint beneath my feet. I realized it was a happy moment for me. The darkest days of my life were now over, but who knows how it was for those who lived in these walls. I had a sigh of relief and then a sigh of sadness. But those patients who were truly mad might never get treatment. It was a security guard, and we passed one room, and both of us were shocked to find a pair of legs. The guard put his hand on me to stop me. They were lying on an old, stained mattress. The person had jeans on, but no socks or shoes. The guard pulled out his gun and moved around the corner and then kicked the bed, waking up the man, who as soon as he saw the gun yelped in fear. I peered in against the guard's wishes and saw a man with unkempt white hair growing in every direction and a gray beard.
"Don't shoot! I live here! I live here!"
Through the mess of dirt and grime, I recognized the guy. He was a former patient. I had tears fill up in my eyes. "Gary? Damn it, why are you still living here?" I asked him. Gary had been here for schizophrenia. My guess was he wasn't taking his meds either.
"Bill?"
he said with wonder in his eyes.
"My God, Bill!"
He lurched forward, but was reminded of the gun from the security guard. "Don't move!" I grabbed the guard's arm and looked at him. "Put the damn thing down. Gary is harmless." I looked over at Gary and knelt down. He gave me a hug, and I hugged him back, even though I realized how disgusting he was. He smelled of urine and alcohol. "What are you doing here? Are you taking medication?"
"No. The girl who sits there tells me not to. They're bad for me. She told me to come back home so I could get treatment."
I looked over at an empty chair. There was no one sitting there. I sighed and stood up, looking down at the mess his life was. "Gary, you should come with me. Look around you. The paint is peeling. The windows are broken. I tried to show him reality, but he didn't want to leave any of it.
Bill, this is my safe space. The girl keeps me quiet. Sometimes I have hallucinations of kids running down the hall smashing things, but I know they're not real because the girl says they're not.
It was sad. Reality was a delusion, and the delusions were reality. You can't be here. You need to exit the property, the security guard said sternly. I could tell he wasn't good with this sort of thing. I shot him an annoyed look. Gary, come with me. The girl sent me. I can bring you to a better place where there are people who can help you. He was unsure. His blue eyes squinted at the chair, and I could tell he couldn't see the girl he was talking about.
Okay.
He stood up, collecting his things. We all walked out, and I got Gary in my car and drove him to another mental hospital. He had no insurance. There were programs to help him, but when they tried to take him inside, Gary started having a fit because I wasn't there. I walked with him inside the hospital, and they laid him down, and we got out the medication he had been prescribed. I had to go, and I lied to Gary, telling him I would be right back. But I never returned. I never knew what happened to Gary, but I often wonder if I made the right call. I don't mean not bringing him up to seek help. All mentally ill people should seek help. What I mean is, I wonder if I should have kept in contact with him. I wonder if I should have brought him to a different doctor. Maybe the one he's with is the wrong one. But then again, you can't think like that. It will drive you mad. To us, those asylums are terrifying reminders of a past we wish to forget. It's now in shambles, and we look in awe at it. We are scared of the dark corners. We are afraid of what paranormal activity lurks behind the door. Many people don't understand the very real stories those walls have to tell. They don't understand that there are many people whose brains are dark corners. Those asylums have never been more than an asylum for those people. They are homes to nature, homes to the homeless, but sadly, homes to the kids who run through it at night, smashing every glass object. Those places of darkness are some people's only source of light. Gary had severe schizophrenia. He always saw delusions, even under medication. In that hospital, they shocked him. They gave him injections and experimental drugs. Yet he came back despite it all, because it was home for him. Gary couldn't see the smashed windows. He couldn't see the roof leaking. He never noticed the paint chipping and peeling off the wall. The girl in the corner was the only solace he had in the darkness of his ever-deteriorating mind. That place was home. I hope Gary is in a better place. I hope the doctors are kind to him now. Gary deserves a better life than that place.